Oh, it's lit. We prime time. Subscribe, like, and share. Give us your feedback. Yo, I'm Manny at the plate and Kobe off a steal. Gretzky for the goal and Brady at the wheel. I'm a game changer, the Osaka of the tennis. And breaking scoreboard, Simone of the Olympics. Defense and big business, the Mayweather who way better. From the greatness of Jim Brown, I've been down. Talking sports before I was off the porch. Screaming Bo knows while Jordan was playing horse. Late 80s getting torched by the drive and the shot. 2016 got a ring off the three in the block. They eased to forgot the cardiac kids. Price and Doherty, Bell in the Indian years. This who it is. Your host DeeTrynt, yo, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Yo, your host DeeTrynt, that's a name banger. Come in the streets and talk sports with the game changer. Welcome. It's a beautiful afternoon on this fine Thursday, February 4th. Is it 3rd or 4th? It's the 3rd. February 3rd. Let me get my days right, all right? DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. Man, what's really good? What's popping with y'all, man? Today, we talking about the Browns. Well, why are we talking about the Browns today? We're talking about the Browns in lieu of the lawsuit that was filed by former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores. And he is suing the NFL and its owners for racial discrimination when it comes to prominent position in business of football. General managers, coaches, etc., and ownership. They're saying that they're in collude. Is the NFL involved in another collusion case? Didn't the NFL lose their last collusion case? We're going to talk about it. But Brian Flores was the coach for the Miami Dolphins. So, if Brian Flores was the coach for the Miami Dolphins, why are the Browns significant? The Browns are significant because of Coach Hugh Jackson. Former Coach Hugh Jackson is in full support of Brian Flores. Like a lot of people are in full support of Brian Flores. The issue with the media, and I can't say it's all of the media, even though I wouldn't doubt if a lot of the media members are like cutting a side eye and really looking at Hugh with a disdain. But I just got to keep reminding people that Hugh hasn't lied. I ain't going to say he's been 100% truthful. I ain't going to say he hasn't lied or at least kind of not came about the shit the way that he should have or explained it thoroughly like he probably could have. But 90 to 95% of what Hugh Jackson is saying is actual fact. And today, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into how I just trying to understand how is Hugh Jackson a liar when everything he's talking about is well documented. There are videos, there are articles, there are discussions to cover everything that Hugh Jackson has been talking about. So let's start in the beginning. The end of the 2015, 2016. Okay. The end of the 2014, 2015. No, it had to be 2015, 20. Hugh Jackson was hired in 15. 16, 17, 18. His deal was supposed to last till 19. So, right. 16, 17, 18. Okay. Hugh Jackson was hired along with general manager, chosen general manager Sashi Brown, and they are going to renovate
And I say renovate. They're going to renovate the Cleveland Browns. All right. When Hugh first got hired, a total rebuild wasn't the choice. If I remember this correctly, we were coming off that offseason and Kyle Shanahan was the previous offensive coordinator. He was let go, and he wasn't let go. He left and went to Atlanta because the dysfunction of the ownership and front office in Cleveland. This was the season, the off season that led to Hugh getting hired. That same off season, we had Dante Whitner, Alex Mack, Travis Benjamin, Tashawn Gibson. We had quite a few pretty good players, but they were surrounded. We had Joe Hayden, but all of these players were surrounded around nothing. To be honest, the Browns had a shitty roster outside those players. All of those players that I just named were up for re-signing. Each one of those players wanted a certain amount of money. When Hugh Jackson first got hired, he was not under the impression that none of these guys were going to return to the Browns. He was not under the impression that these guys were going to go somewhere else. In the middle of negotiating, the key was if Alex Mack didn't resign, there was no point of resigning anybody else. And at that point, it was time to rebuild things. So when Hugh Jackson said, when I was hired, a total rebuild wasn't the plan, he is not lying. It was not the plan. The plan was to renovate. But once free agents decided they didn't want to go, and Alex Mack signed with Atlanta on the first day of free agency, they didn't re-sign anybody. It became a rebuild at that point. Okay? So this is just to clarify the first thing when they say Hugh Jackson's lying about not knowing it was a total rebuild. Then the 4-year plan started to get explained. Not that it wasn't introduced, but then certain parts of the 4-year plan started to get explained. The 4-year plan was supposed to consist of Hugh Jackson having some final say in what players are acquired. That's what he was told by Jimmy Haslam. Now, mind you, this is when Dee was kind of getting involved. But if I'm not mistaken, Dee Haslam, the wife of Jimmy Haslam, didn't really get involved, like heavily involved, until 17, which is what led the discussions of Sashi getting fired. But we're going to get to that. We ain't got to. So Jimmy tells Hugh he has final say. Then he hires Sashi, and he tells Sashi totally something different. Sashi, I want you to work with DeePodesta. All right? Because DeePodesta had just got hired like the off season before. Or I think it was that same off season, matter of fact. DeePodesta might have been brought in the same off, but I want to say he was brought in a couple years before that. I'm almost positive. So anyway, their job is to clean up the books. Because we have to remember, at the time when Alex Mack and them decided not to resign and it was time for the total rebuild, the Browns' books were fucked up. The draft pick situation was just now getting to like a reset type of thing. They still owe numerous coaches money. They still owe numerous players money from previous bad contracts from previous regimes. So it wasn't until 18, the offseason of 18, that the Browns' books actually got back to even, and they started to have multiple picks per season. That's 18 and 19, okay? And 20. Yeah, 18 and 19. 18, 19, and 20. No, it was 20. I think they had multiple picks last year. 18 and 19, for sure. Okay? Hugh has, as I was saying, was told he had final say of the roster. D. Podesta, Sashi Brown start making moves, start getting rid of players, cutting contracts, and they start really cleaning up the books. All right, they were very instrumental in getting the Browns multiple first, second, third, and fourth round picks so they could rebuild the team. They basically took analytics and applied the Jimmy Johnson scheme to the analytics. And if you don't know nothing about it, when Jimmy Johnson took over the Dallas Cowboys in 1988-89, and he did the rebuild that got them Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Darren Woodson, and the boys. All right? They took that model, they applied. But in order for them to pull their model off, they couldn't listen to Hugh Jackson because Hugh Jackson was trying to win games. And the Browns were tanking for top picks. There's nothing wrong with the Browns. I mean, there's something wrong. Like morally, there's something wrong. But, business-wise, there's nothing wrong with you trying to put yourself in a position to maximize the talent and selections that you have to build your team better. But in the first offseason, when it came to draft picks, nobody listened to Hugh. All the players that Hugh wanted, Sashi purposely didn't get. We signed Kenny Britt, and Hugh Jackson never wanted Kenny Britt. Hugh Jackson only got Kenny Britt because Sashi had to try to make it seem like he wasn't going against everything Hugh was saying. Okay. So we get into the second offseason after the Browns go 1-15. And that was the what? Deshaun Watson, Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes draft. And Hugh wanted to draft Deshaun Watson with the number 2 pick. The Browns traded back to the number 12 pick or some shit like that. They end up getting, who the fuck did they end up getting? I don't even remember. That wasn't the Miles draft. They ended, I don't even remember who they got. I don't even think that first round pick is still on the roster. Was that let me see, because the year they drafted Miles, that was Hugh's first year. I think, was that 16? They drafted Miles. Yeah, because they got back-to-back first-round picks. So they drafted Myles Garrett the first year with Gibril Peppers and David Njoku. No, that was 17. So I am right. That was 17 Miles went first. Okay, so 16 is when Watson and them came up. Okay, 16. Didn't get Watson. Didn't get Trubisky. Carson Wentz. Patrick Mahomes. This is between the 15-16 drafts. Didn't get none of those quarterbacks he wanted. In 17, Miles was the first pick. That was guaranteed. But by the time we got Miles, we were supposed to already have a franchise quarterback. But we didn't get him. We passed on Wentz. We passed on Watson. We passed on Mahomes. We passed on all those guys. Then we get to the middle of 17 going to 18. Sashi gets fired. John Dorsey is brought in like a week or two later. He isn't given no means to do or say anything. They left that all to Hugh. Hugh got to run the whole team. But it's like 7 games left in the season. The Browns are already 0-9. Sashi had already destroyed the damn team. All right? So they're like, oh yeah, Hugh, go on out there and try to win a game with that weak-ass team. So then in the offseason, John Dorsey is not a head man. John Dorsey did not listen to Hugh Jackson. And I think he wanted to draft Saquon and Josh Allen with the 1 and 4 pick. Dorsey didn't want to do that. If I'm not mistaken, the Browns had an additional pick. Not in that draft, but they had 2 first-round picks in the next following draft, in the 19th draft. They traded Kevin Zeitler, a first-round pick. No. Was it Kevin Zeitler? No, they traded Gibril Peppers and a first-round pick, which was the 17th pick in the next draft, for Odell Beckham Jr. and Kevin Zeitler. Yeah. They did that at 19. These years you're going by so fast. They did that at 19. But anyway, at 18, Hugh didn't want Baker. This is a fact. I know sometimes I do that, and I'm sorry. But this is a fact. Hugh didn't want Baker. He didn't. He didn't want him. I didn't want him. Most of Cleveland didn't want him. But John Dorsey wanted him. And John Dorsey had final say. Now, where I'm mad at in this situation where John Dorsey was brought in is that Hugh was already the football guy in-house. He's already the football guy in-house. Why did you necessarily need John Dorsey to go against you? Because that's all John Dorsey did. He hired Todd Haley. Todd Haley did not listen to nothing Hugh Jackson said. And they both were fired in the middle of the 18th season, which was Baker and Nick Chubb rookie year. Now, in that year, Todd Haley called the plays. So why is Hugh getting blamed for the mismanagement of that offense in the first 8 games of the season when Todd Haley was the one calling the plays and running the offense? It is heavily documented that Hugh Jackson did not call the plays in his final season as the Browns head coach. So why do keep people trying to blame Hugh Jackson for that shit? All right? Hugh Jackson, I'll go back to this. Hugh Jackson came out and added his 2 cents or his perspective to the Brian Flores lawsuit by speaking on his situation with the Browns. He said, Brian Flores said he was offered to get paid to lose games, $100,000 per game, per loss. Now, my math right, $100,000 times 10 is $1 million, right? Hugh record in his tenure was 3-36-1. I want you to keep that in mind. Hugh comes out on Twitter and says, well, the Haslams were happy while we were losing. And he implied that he got paid to lose games. Brown's Twitter goes crazy. Oh, Hugh's tripping. He didn't do that. Haslam would have never did that. I know he's not the best owner, but oh my God, he's just trying to piggyback. Hugh was a liar. When Hugh got fired, Hugh was given a contract extension. This is not something that people don't know. They don't talk about it a lot. This is not something people don't know. Upon Hugh's firing, Hugh Jackson was still paid $4.5 million additionally to what was the contract still left on his 4-year deal. And his 4-year deal still had about a little over 4 or 5 million left on that deal. Then they gave him an additional $4.5 million. Hugh just stopped getting paid by the Browns last year. Hugh didn't get paid to lose games. $4.5 million sounds about like $120,000 to $135,000 per loss to equal up to the $44.5 million. And we're talking about 36 losses. I'm not the best mathematician in the world, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. So how Hugh didn't get paid to lose games? No, he wasn't paid per game, but he was given incentives and bonuses for the Browns doing things that the owner instructed Paul DePodesta and Sashi Brown to do. In year 3, they were supposed to start acquiring the additional foundation talent to go with their 17 draft picks to really turn this team around. And instead of letting Hugh pick his team, they brought in John Dorsey to do it. John Dorsey brings in Ty Haley to take over the play caller for Hugh Jackson. Then Hugh Jackson and Ty Haley get fired in the middle of the season for not being able to collaborate on a team effort. These are the words of Haslam when he fired them. He didn't like the discord and is not condoning the lack of collaboration, the lack of collaboration to improve the team. Then John Dorsey was fired later on, after that season. How does Hugh accusation and his whole incident with the Browns help Brian Flores' case? Did anybody read the indictment? Did you read any of it? Did you read at least half of it? Because if you got to at least 15 to 20 pages in that indictment, you wouldn't be asking this question or making these statements. In the indictment, it says the NFL does not give black coaches not only the equal chance and opportunity to be a head coach and succeed in this league, but they don't surround that hired black coach with the environment conducive to winning. That means it is unfair work environments for black coaches and unfair circumstances that they have to work through, and they're held to the same standard as all the other white coaches who are put in this position. That's a fact. That's a fact. There's nothing to argue about that. Black coaches aren't given the same equal, fair opportunities and shots. They're always giving the rebuilding shit, and then when the rebuilding really starts to get good, that coach is fired and a white guy is brought in to do it. I just went through the timeline. Sashi and Hugh, black, were hired. They led the team through 2 horrible seasons, 1-31, where they acquired multiple draft picks, got rid of bad contracts, and put themselves in a position for 17, 18, and 19 to have multiple first, second, third, and fourth round picks to rebuild the team. They allowed you to be there in year 17, but in 18, you wasn't able to make no decisions. He wasn't able to make no decisions. Y'all brought the white dude in here who hired another white dude in here to make the decisions. Then fired the black and the white dude who was in charge of the offense, promoted the white defensive coach to head coach, and made the white tight ends coach the offensive coordinator. Mind you, wasn't Adam Henry on the roster, the wide receiver coach who was instrumental in getting Odell and Jarvis to buy into the Cleveland culture because he was their wide receiver coach when they were in college at LSU? Why wasn't he promoted to offensive coordinator? Wasn't Stump Mitchell here at the end too? Or no, it was the other guy, Kirby, Terry Kirby, or something Kirby. He did it. Why he didn't get promoted? Why are we acting like the Browns haven't been a racist franchise for this entire existence? Case in point, Paul Brown and Jim Brown were let go and fired by Art Modell because he wanted to run a strictly white franchise. What are we talking about? That's when they drafted Eric Green. Eric Green only played a couple of years, and then what happened to the Browns? The Browns were shitty for 20-something years. And then the Cardiac Kids came to play. And the Browns were good, decent for a couple of years. They had a quarterback win the MVP. Then Boney Kosar came to play. Then Vinny Testaverde came to play. Every time that the Browns had a chance to draft the top black quarterback on the board, they purposely did not do it. So Hugh saying that he worked in an environment that didn't allow him a fair shot to win and to showcase his skill as a quality head coach is 100% fact. It's fact. There's no lie involved in this. You can go up on YouTube. You can pull up the Cleveland articles and all the sports articles from around that time when they were talking about the incident. John Dorsey doesn't have a general manager job right now for the bullshit he pulled in Cleveland. Because it came out to be true, or on some levels of truth, that he colluded to get Hugh Jackson fired because he wanted to run the game a certain way. The problem with Dorsey is he would have got it off if he wouldn't have went after John D. Podesta too. So because he went after Hugh Jackson and John D. Podesta, Jimmy Haslam was like, nah. But at that point, D. Haslam virtually took over as final say on the Browns because she loved the Browns, not Jimmy, because she loved the Browns. And that's why they don't say Jimmy Haslam no more. They say the Haslams because Mrs. D. Haslam has final say. All right? D. Haslam liked you, liked the Hugh. That's why Hugh got paid the rest of his contract. Jimmy Haslam gave him the additional 4.5 because he was the face of the losing era. If you don't believe nothing I'm saying, go pull the shit up. If you follow my page, DeeTrynt on Twitter, I posted some videos. I didn't even get to the articles. But people will say, oh, well, why didn't Flores put Hugh Jackson's name on the indictment? Because Flores didn't take the money. Hugh Jackson did. Now, if Hugh Jackson would have said, I want the rest of the contract I was promised, but I don't want this extra 4.5, this additional secret, I don't want that, then Hugh could have got on the indictment. He could have been, one of the I forget the term. But since he took the money, he can't really go that hard. Because of the situation and climate, he has a leniency to say a little bit more than he regularly would in a normal case like this. But he's still a credible character witness to working within a racist franchise with a historical habit of racist practices when it comes to personnel and player decisions involving black or minorities, period. This is documented. Now I understand, please forgive me. I know at this time I'm probably not articulating these things as clear as I could or as I should be. And in some cases, you people will probably be like, oh, he sound like Hugh Jackson himself. But where I can relate to Hugh Jackson is people never listen to me when I'm telling them what's up. They only want to listen to it afterwards. And then when they got the egg on their face, they don't want to give you credit for trying to play them. They only want to spit out these excuses and all these little non-essential ass bullshit to justify them not listening to you in the first place. When they could just say, you know what? I just did that. My fault. When they say, you know what? That was my fault. I should have listened to you. Every quarterback Hugh Jackson wanted is a top quarterback in this league and has gotten paid. Every one of them. With the exception of Mitchell Trubisky. And Mitchell might just get paid this offseason. All right? I wouldn't be shocked if Mitchell Trubisky ended up with the Giants, since he was the backup behind Josh Allen last year, and the new head coach Brian Daboll just came from Buffalo. So I wouldn't even doubt if that happens. But y'all ain't listening to Hugh, man. Hugh said Baker Mayfield wasn't ready. I remember this clear as day. I remember on Hard Knocks when Hugh Jackson brought Tyrod Taylor and Baker Mayfield into the office. And he told Baker, I'm giving Tyrod a job. You're not ready yet. Skip Bayless went on this whole tirade about how Hugh Jackson is such and such a blase. He's trying to hurt Baker Mayfield. Poor Tyrod Taylor, just an innocent bystander in the situation. Baker should have sat his first year. And Baker should have learned how to read defenses, which is what Hugh Jackson would have taught him to help him get better. Here it is, 3 seasons after that season, and we're still debating if Baker Mayfield is a franchise quarterback. But he was the number 1 overall pick. We give Baker a pass for his first 2 seasons because they were dysfunctional with John Dorsey in the game and then Freddie Kitchens in the staff. But we don't give Hugh Jackson a pass for being in the middle of that shit when he was repeatedly lied to about his say-so on the roster of the team that he has to coach. You're going to say he's lying about not being able to get the players he wanted and just giving any old team to coach when we all know this to be true? And you wonder why I call y'all racist. Because it be mostly white people on this shit. When I see black dudes on this shit and I point out things, they be like, oh. Even some white folks, when I point out this to them, they be like, oh, you know what? Even a couple of Hispanics, they be like, you know what? Okay, I see what you're saying. Because people forget. But I don't forget. Because I was always in defense of Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson took over the Raiders and made that team an 8-8 team. Hugh Jackson was the offensive coordinator for Andy Dalton and made Andy Dalton look like an MVP. How the fuck he magically go 1-31 the next 2 seasons preceding that? Following that. Come on, man. Y'all Aggie. All right? And that's as far as Mr. Flores and his case, he has a case. He has a case. The NFL in no way, shape, form, or fashion can win this game. They're going to have to settle. If I was Brian Flores, I would take it all the way to the box. I'm taking it all the way to the box. And I'm forcing the United States government to expose their help in allowing the NFL to maintain a racist practice over 100 years. Because believe me when I tell you, if the way they're going to have to do the NFL is going to change sports in the United States forever. It is going to change college sports, little league sports. Every sport is affected by the outcome of this lawsuit. Every sport. All right? Do not be surprised if there's a work stoppage somewhere in the next 3 seasons. I'm pretty sure they're going to drag it out this next season and a half because, for one, we're finally getting football outside of COVID or with some type of handle on COVID, and they're not going to mess up their money. But two, there's another contract situation coming up, or TV contracts kick in at the end of next season. So that first season, they're definitely going to try to keep that up under some wraparound. But CBA, if I'm not mistaken, either come up that season or the season after, like the end of 24, 25. CBA contracts come up. And that's when shit is going to hit the fan, in my opinion. That this going to be 22, 23 for the NFL. So not this year. The middle of 23, towards the end of 23, 24 is when it's actually going to start. They're going to start really coming with the shit about the case. And then the end of that 24, 25 season, because the judge is going to push the trial dates back. And I'm going to tell you why they're doing this. They're doing this so they can give, this is what the government does. This is what the judicial system does to minorities. They overcharge you. And then when they see that you're going to fight them because they know you're wrong, they try to extend and wait it out to see if you going to make mistakes or catch other charges or cases or do something that they don't have to force to lose your credibility. So by the time they actually start the case, you've basically kind of lost in the eyes of people before the case even started. All because they drug it out and life happens. So why wouldn't the NFL do this? Now, if there are owners like the Rooms, which there are, who do want to see an end to the nepotism and all that, then you could see some actions being take place. Like you could see a Snyder, a Haslam, and dare I say a Jerry Jones and the owner of the Texans. I could see those guys being under some type of fire by the other owners to give up majority ownership of their teams and be replaced by black owners. I could see that. And in that happening, I could see Jimmy and them trying to run up the price. But in doing that, you're going to allow more black people to become owners of one team. So let's just say right now, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, he got that bread. And that is one of those prestigious ones. Jerry Jones will probably want $10 billion for his franchise. right? Which is unprecedented for one NFL franchise. But he would want $10 billion. So even though 1, 2, or 3 black folks couldn't come together, 15 to 20 could come together, form their own investment group, and take over. So, I was always taught you got to turn positives into negatives. So now instead of having, maybe 5 to 6 black owners per franchise, you could end up with 15 to 25 black owners per franchise. Now, that'll lead to something else, like, black people being able to show that they can form competent, hierarchies, board of directors, guys who, preside over the money and all that. They're going to have to show that they can run a well-oiled machine when it comes to ownership in these things. So this is going to present the perfect opportunity for black folks to show the whole world that we can do what you do and do it even better. I know y'all like, dude, you talking about shit that's 3, 4, potential 5, 7 years down the line. But remember I said that. Because everything has a process. History repeats itself. Everything has a process. There are certain checkpoints that you have to hit when you're climbing in order to, implement this overall change. There are certain effects, actions, and reactions that's going to have to take place that we cannot skip. And that's going to lead to something epic as long as we play the game right. It's not just about Brian Flores. It's about all of us contributing to the cause through media, through social media, through articles, through support. It's going to take all of us, all the black fans and spectators, all the black athletes, all the black business people, black celebrities, black small business owners. It's going to take all of us as a culture to support and help put these people in a position to own these franchises for a long time. And worst case scenario, if they just do something and just give, because listen, in hindsight, if they do try to come with some trash, black folks will always start their own league. There's enough land, there's enough states, there's enough opportunity for black folks to start their own National Football League or African American Football League. There's enough money, there's enough people, there's enough resources, enough technology for that to happen. And I promise you, the NFL will allow black owners before they allow black people to start their own version of it. So, man, this is about to turn into something epic. All right, now let's come on a current Browns note. Senior Bowl week. I believe the Senior Bowl is this Sunday. I gotta fact check that. But all the NFL teams are out scouting, looking at the potential senior prospects. A lot of representation was out for the HBCU combine, which seemed to get a lot of good favor and all that. All right, and some things are going to happen. Some things are going to take place this offseason for the Browns. Now, the Browns were highlighted to have been working out with Malik Willis. And the Browns having the 13th pick and Baker Mayfield in the final year of his contract, but recovering from injuries and surgery, having Case Keenum as the backup, and needed to really figure out the future at that position for this franchise. They say the Browns ain't going to take no quarterback at 13. Now, in all fairness, I could believe that. But, two, it's multiple teams in the first round of this draft with multiple first-round picks, before and after. I could see the Browns trading back, let's say like a Miami. Miami got like a top 10 pick plus the 16th and the 19th pick. I could easily see the Browns trading back. Easily. I could easily see the Browns trading back, taking the 16th and the 19th, if that's the scenario, and drafting a receiver and a quarterback. I could also see them drafting a receiver and a defensive tackle, and then taking a quarterback at the top of the second round. But I just think if you're going to give Kevin Stefanski and Alex Van Pelt a chance to groom their own quarterback from scratch, from raw, and I think they should be able to choose their quarterback and pick him where they know they can get him. But I do believe Andrew Berry should be allowed it and should have the right and reserve the right to make sure that what they pick is good for the franchise, now and long term. So I ain't saying I wouldn't put too much stock in it, nor would I downplay it, or I wouldn't downplay it or be overreactive to it. I just feel like it's part of the process. Listen, for all those that don't understand, the Browns must draft a quarterback. They have to. The Browns have to draft a quarterback. They have to. Why? Baker's coming off injury. He's only making $18.9 million, $19 million. You're unsure if he's your quarterback of the future. The core of your team is intact. Offensive line, defensive line, running back game, tight end game, defense. The only thing that's missing is who is the franchise quarterback, who are the franchise wide receivers, and how do you improve the special teams? Kevin Stefanski and Alex Van Pelt have to be able to draft their own quarterback. And it shouldn't be some background project. This draft isn't top heavy deep, but it's good player deep. It's quality, potential, coaching up, talent deep through at least the first 4 rounds. And since Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are homies, I don't think he would do Stefanski like that and draft a quarterback talent in the later ends or day 2. If Kevin Stefanski say, I think that guy is a franchise guy, he's going to take him in the first round. He's going to get creative. And getting creative, if that is the case, and they do potentially do that, and they make some trades, the Browns are going to have a busy offseason centered around revamping the offense. I'm going to tell you right now, this offensive personnel will not look the same when training camp opens. The Browns have already made it a thing to draft to sign quality free agents and to draft good prospects to complement their free agents. So quarterbacks is looking at the Browns as an opportunity. I don't want y'all to get that shit twisted. The Browns are a top flight organization right now as far as personnel, culture change, and potential. Not the top flight, but they're in the upper echelon now of desirable teams, is what I'm saying. And they're in the upper echelon of desirable teams. No, a guy like Aaron Rodgers is not going to come to Cleveland, look at this roster and say, I can't win with this roster. A guy like Russell Wilson is not going to come to the Browns and look at this roster and say, I can't win with this roster. What they will say is, who am I throwing it to? And at that point, with the draft picks we got, with the potential cap moves we can make, with the potential draft trade opportunities we got with certain players, the compensatory picks that we're getting for this year, bro, the Browns can make hella moves to get quality wide receivers. And a good quarterback is going to attract quality wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? So, the Browns are drafting a quarterback. It's windy out here. Yeah. Twitter. Oh. What's up with it, Josh? I appreciate that on Twitter. They said that. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. That's hella interesting. My fault, y'all. That's no me. That's hella interesting. $74 million, bruh. Hey, they gonna make some moves. The Chiefs gonna make some moves, bruh. With $74 million, they gonna make some big moves. You know what I'm saying? I could see Chandler Jones going over there. If they got $74 million in contract, yes, it is, bruh. Chiefs, bruh, you can lightweight book Chandler. If that's the case, I'm gonna check that out. If that's the case, you can book Chandler Jones to the Chiefs. Book it. Chandler Jones is a free agent. I don't think the Cardinals have the cap room to sign him. He's going to want to go to a winning situation. Bruh, Chandler Jones with Chris Jones and Frank Clark. But free agency gonna be wild this year anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of movement. Guys like Marcus Mariota and Mitchell Trubisky are going to resurface as quarterbacks in this league. I wouldn't be surprised if Cam retires. I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Newton retires. Not at all. Look, it's gonna be some moves because I seen a report saying that the Cowboys might cut Amari Cooper because he got a $20 million cap hit. And Russell Wilson to the Bucks? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But for one, I don't think Russell Wilson leaving Seattle. And if Russell Wilson do leave Seattle, it'll be by trade. And it'll be a handsome trade. And the only team that I can see making a handsome trade like that is like the Detroit Lions or the Jets. I can see the Jets making that trade because they got Zach Wilson. You know what I'm saying? New York, a big market. That's something Russell Wilson to thrive in. You know what I'm saying? And they got some couple pieces over there. They got a black coach over there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would like to see the Browns bring back Gibril Peppers. Let's talk about it. Josh, you my home. Anytime you want to get up here, Josh, the link is up there, man. You can hit the link, come on and chime in. You feel me? Get up on the video chat if you want to and talk your piece. You feel me? Gibril Peppers. I am heavily advocating that if Gibril Peppers isn't costly, I'm heavily advocating for the Browns to bring him back. Definitely. Because let me tell you why I want the Browns to bring him back. For one, he shouldn't have left. Look at hindsight is 2020. Looking back on that trade, John Dorsey made a horrible trade and giving away trading away Gibril Peppers and Kevin Zeitler for Olivier Vernon and Odell Beckham. Both of them two did not perform well on the Browns, even though I put an asterisk on Odell Beckham for a lot of different reasons. But neither one of them played well. Gibril Peppers went over to New York and shined. And then they used the 17th pick to draft Daniel Jones, and we could have used that pick to get something else. We probably could have got a receiver out that draft. You know what I'm saying? So, but Gibril Peppers, let's go back to that. Why I want to see Gibril Peppers come back to the Browns. Because Gibril Peppers is a Swiss Army knife. And he can actually, for once in his career, be used for the way he was intended when he was drafted. Could you imagine Gibril over here playing that rotational piece that could play punt returner, kick returner, that could play sub linebacker, sub nickel back, that could come in and play a scat back or running back or slot receiver on. Can you imagine being able to move that chess piece around? Could you? Kevin Stefanski, bro, Andrew Berry. Listen, bro, I'm not a big fan of James Bradbury. He's a good corner, but I don't think we need corners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Baker. Now, I'll say this again, and I've said this shit a lot of times. If Baker could read defenses, he'd be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If not, arguably be the best quarterback in the league, if he could read defenses. But since Baker can't read defenses, and he ain't showed no desire to learn or improve on his ability to read and react defenses, I don't think the Browns should be betting on him. I think the Browns should play it just like they're playing it. Baker, you're the starter. Baker, you come back healthy. It is your job to lose. I will hope Baker comes back and lead the Browns to the Super Bowl. I hope they win the Super Bowl. The Browns franchise tag him and some other team claims him and picks him up. Ooh. Some other team claim and picks him up, and we get multiple first-round picks for him. And we can go on with our quarterback of the future. When it comes to receiver free agents, you're going to have Michael Gallup, possibly Amari Cooper. You're going to have Mike Williams. You're going to have Allen Robertson. You're going to have quite a few guys that's out there. For the Browns, man, I feel like this. You're either picking receivers that complement Nick Chubb. What you mean that makes no sense? What do you mean? What makes no sense, Mr. Kev? What makes no sense? It makes perfect business sense. Baker is not a franchise quarterback. This is my belief. This is clearly the franchise's belief. They haven't given him no extension. But the Browns historically have been a carousel at quarterback. Right now, they are not a carousel at quarterback. They may not have a franchise quarterback, but they have a capable and competent quarterback that can start in the NFL. They have two of them. But this regime is not like, they're not obligated to Baker Mayfield. This regime did not pick Baker Mayfield. John Dorsey did. John Dorsey doesn't work for us anymore. Andrew Berry does. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski have never drafted their quarterback in their regime. So they're not obligated to stick with Baker. But they don't have to make their situation worse to make it better. They can stay where they're at, and they can just add. They need a third quarterback. Case Keenum is not about to be the Browns' backup quarterback forever. At some point, they got to get a different backup quarterback. But their different backup quarterback, no. Baker is auditioning for another team. Baker right now is auditioning for another team. But for Baker to be auditioning for another team, bro, Baker got the best position he could ever be in, because guess what? The Browns are going to draft and sign receivers. Whether it's Allen Robinson or Amari Cooper or Mike Williams, you know what I'm saying, or Michael Gallup, whether they trade for Calvin Ridley. Yes, definitely hit that link. DeeTrynt, Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz, you feel me? We live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely subscribe to us on Spotify, Anchor, and all that. So if you want to come up here and talk, definitely chime in the comments, though. I appreciate all the comments. Make sure y'all keep chiming in, get your friends to chime in and all that. We can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. But if you want to get up here and, you know what I'm saying, and spit your stuff too and get on this camera, definitely hit that link. Hold on right quick, y'all. No, wide receiver game is popping this year. Hold on right quick, y'all. Hold on. Right back, y'all. I had to stop in right quick. Hold on. I appreciate it. Kev, hit that link, bro. You can hit that link and come on. Listen, I ain't one of those type of people that's scared of debates, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or just letting people voice their opinion and let them get out what they got to say. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely come up here and for sure. You definitely will. So as I was saying, the Browns are definitely for sure. You know what I'm saying? The Browns are definitely gonna get some receivers. All right. You know, they could come with it, like, because I want y'all to understand something. The Browns are in a great position. All right. The Browns right now sit at $28 million in capital. Tag McKinley is going to come off the books with $4 million. Malik Jackson is going to come off the books at $5 million. Anthony Walker is going to come off the books at $8 million. So we talking like $17 million back in cap. That's 45. They could cut Jarvis Landry and save $15 million. So that put them at about $60 million in capital. They could make a decision on Austin Hooper because they want to re-sign David Njoku. And that's another $10 million in cap relief. So the Browns could end up with about $70 million in salary cap. That's not even including whatever the salary cap is going to actually jump to for the new year. We just speaking right now at the current cap. The Browns are $28 million under the current cap right now. You telling me it ain't going to be receivers that's not going to want to come play with this defense? Now, granted, we can take some of this money off for Jadeveon Clowney who I believe is going to get re-signed. Jadeveon Clowney, this is my prediction. Jadeveon Clowney going to get a 4-year deal worth about $60 to $70 million. Jadeveon going to get about $30 million up front. I think it's going to be 60. I'm saying he going to get like $35 million up front, and he going to have to earn the other $25 million through sacks, playing time, and other incentives. So, Josh, when it comes to the Chiefs, what nobody is talking about, what's good with you, baby?
We back at him, baby. Just coming in from out the cold, man. It's cold.
Hey, man, I'm glad you coming in. You feel me? We talking football, too.
Oh, okay.
We talking football. So I'm responding to Josh right now. Josh in the comments, Josh say, listen.
What's up, Josh?
I've been telling. Oh, it's going to be $208 million. So the current cap was like 190 or some shit, wasn't it? Like 192 or something, 182. It was some crazy, 189, 182. So if it's going up to 208, that's giving the Cavs a whole nother $20 million in cap room. But hold on, let me go back to Josh. Josh, I was saying this at the beginning of this season, that the Chiefs losing Sammy Watkins is a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh, they ain't gonna need them. People saying, oh, they got Tyreek and Kelsey. Well, why was Tyreek and Kelsey open so much? Because you can't one-on-one cover Sammy Watkins. He's 6'3", he run a 4.3, he got a 41-inch vertical, and even if his skills is diminishing a little bit from multiple injuries, he is still a guy you have to double cover. So when you got to double cover him and not Tyreek one-on-one and Kelsey one-on-one, of course they're going to get 200 yards a fucking game. Because who the fuck checking them one-on-one? If your number one corner and your number one safety is reserved for covering Sammy Watkins.
This what it's looking like out here. See my car?
Oh, you got a little frost.
Man, we got, yeah, it is a little frost, but you know, can't see. Take it slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all got cold. Let the heat move. It's cold out here.
Yeah, y'all got that shit Florida had last week. I'm glad that shit over with too.
We get it every year around this time. You know what I'm saying? January, February, you get a couple cold days. You know what I'm saying? By March, start heating back up. You know?
Okay. So with the Chiefs getting a receiver this year, I'm gonna say this: the Chiefs spent a lot of investment on their offensive line last year. Their offensive line was better this year. Patrick Mahomes was just making bad decisions. In my opinion, getting a Amari Cooper or a Mike Williams doesn't really help the Chiefs' passing attack because Tyreek already takes the top off the defense. You got Byron Pringle and McCole Hartman, who already are speedsters that help, be agile and do all that other shit. They need a possession receiver to go with their tight end.
They need me.
Not they need me.
They need me. Your hands, you know what I'm saying? Get out there, make that move right quick. Boop, throw it, Bo. Come on. I'm right here. Go to the target right here.
They need Allen Robinson. Now, I could also see
or Juju.
Or, bruh, I could see the Chiefs packaging up a first round and a third round to Atlanta for Calvin Ridley because Calvin Ridley is a possession receiver. I can see Amari Cooper going over there. Like Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, those to me will be the ideal receivers to pair because those guys are tacticians. You know what I'm
But
saying? It ain't
they need somebody that ain't scared to go across the middle, like a slot, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that ain't scared to go across the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like the white dude, man. I can't like
Cooper
that.
Cup, Cooper Cup,
Or Beasley.
or
He kind of
Cole B.
old. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, somebody that ain't
Well, in
scared.
all
You know
fairness,
what I'm
they don't got guys that's scared to go over the middle. They just don't have a guy built. You know, they don't have a. You know, they got little guys. You know, Tyreek kind of stocky, but Tyreek like 5'10".
So you
You
talking about
know,
like an Antoine Bolden?
yeah,
Somebody
right. They
that
need
kind of
right,
war, Juju. Yeah,
bruh.
yeah.
Listen. As crazy as this sound, bruh, I could see Rashard Higgins going to the Chiefs and being great in that role.
The Raiders won't do that to themselves.
No, you mean the Chiefs? We're talking about the Chiefs. I can see, but I
No, the
think
Raiders, because he got to come from the Raiders to go to them.
no,
And
not Higgins. No, Rashard Higgins played for the Browns, bro. That's the receiver that played for the Browns. Him. The Chiefs don't need DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf need to learn how to run routes. If DK Metcalf was a route runner, bro, we wouldn't be having this conversation. All right, that's DK Metcalf's whole problem, bro. He can't run routes. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't the tactician like that.
Y'all warm like that out there, man?
Yeah, I mean, bro, it was just like 30 degrees for a minute. Right now it's like 80 today.
Man, I'm bundled up, and I'm in Texas.
Man, look, it's winter time, man. You know, even though everybody don't get winter weather, it's still winter weather. It's still winter time.
Yeah, you got some of that bug juice.
But but listen though, I'm gonna tell you another team that's gonna be hunting for a quarterback. Oh wait, you know where I would like to see? Wait, you know where Russell Wilson will be raw at?
Where?
In Tennessee, bro.
Man.
If you sent Russell to Tennessee with Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and AJ Brown, are you fucking shitting me?
Beast mode right back. Beast mode right back. Beast mode
Bruh,
too.
That'd be crazy. Chris Godwin, bruh, as crazy as this sounds,
I can see Josh Allen going there and doing his thizzle.
I can see Chris Godwin trying to go to like a Buffalo or bruh.
If Pittsburgh could get Josh Allen, because he built just like you. You know what I'm saying? And he can move. And he can put it on the dime.
Yeah, but Chris Godwin is a free agent. I think too, Chris Godwin would probably play good with Aaron Rodgers. So wherever Aaron Rodgers end up, I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Godwin went there too.
You gotta consider his age though.
Man, Rodgers still got like 3 good years left in him. That's at least 3 Super Bowls for a team that's already built ready.
Okay. Yeah, he can't stand the cold too.
So it just depends on like
where do you see what you call it going? Watson. Deshaun Watson.
I can see Watson going
Miami.
I can see nah, he ain't gonna go to Miami because of the lawsuit. He eliminated from Miami. He eliminated from Denver. He eliminated from the Giants. It's over with. He ain't going to none of those places. I've always said that if and when Deshaun get moved, that'll be a move the Browns will make. Because
we was having about
wait a minute, y'all.
I thought about stuff like that, and
wait, go ahead. Wait, go ahead. Keep talking for a second. Give me a second. Go ahead, keep talking.
QBs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? How they thinking, lost the thought. But shit, man. Deshaun Watson, man. He could. I mean, because of the politics. Oh, the politics. We talking about Ray Rice, man, and Goodell. That's what we was talking about. And I'm saying, man, Roger Goodell, man. He blackballed the black players, man. Like That's why I say go, man, because it ain't no reason. You know, well, you know what I'm saying? He should have been able to get back in and get his job back. You know what I'm saying? And the Ravens would be a much more solid team with a running back. Mark wouldn't have too much on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Ray Rice was a beast, man. You know, any team he could on the back. The reason I say that is because you know the Ravens had cleared him. The law cleared him because you know the girl came back and then he married her after the fact. So that was out of his place and we ain't heard nothing since. You know, with him, but Roger Goodell got too much power.
Hey, cuz I think you putting your covering up the mic. I think you keep covering up your mic.
Yeah, yeah, man, he the judge and the jury. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to go see him after that, man. You know, they put him up and this and that. But, you know, as far as him going back, it was time for him to go back, and they didn't put him back when he was supposed to go back. You know what I'm saying? And that really screwed him as far as, you know, his eligibility. You know what I'm saying? That all fell on Goodell. Goodell, you know, we never heard, and that killed his eligibility, and that all went through Goodell. And he would have been a good back anywhere in the league. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could have. Browns could have got him. Cincinnati, anybody could. You know, at that time, you know, these teams needed backs. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you go around the league. Miami could have used him. Tennessee could have used him. You know, this is before they got who they got. So, you know, Miami probably still could use him. But Goodell vetoed the whole stuff. And, you know, I think that you know, he should go, man, because, you know, he's only doing that to us. You know what I'm saying? Had that been I guess the last dog back that was white, I guess Rathman or a boy that played with Tampa Bay. He, you know what I'm saying, they wouldn't have did him like that if he got into it with his girl, you know, and smacked her up. He was dead wrong. You know what I'm saying? But then they got, you know, I don't see, you know, you look at Ben Roethlisberger, you know, it's a different position. But after all he went through, they could have blackballed him. You know what I'm saying? And that's my boy. But they wasn't going to do that because, you know, shade of skin. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? He went through that controversy and he was able to get right back. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't get that opportunity to Ray Rice. So that's why I go there with that. We're going around the league. The Chiefs, they might be just a bit overrated, if you ask me. They might be just a bit overrated. You know what I'm saying? I say that because, you know, the Chiefs, look at what they doing. They get there every year. Yeah, people tired of seeing them, but they the way they were rated, they weren't supposed to lose that. And it wasn't really their fault. I think it was really politics. You know what I'm saying? They pumping up the quarterback out of Natty. You know what I'm saying? He's not a better quarterback than old boy with Mahomes. He ain't better than Mahomes. So if it went to quarterback, the Chiefs should have been back in it. You know what I'm saying? Old boy is nowhere near as good Mahomes.
Who wait?
Old boy that's in the championship now. The rookie. I mean, well, not the rookie.
Okay, hold on. Because I want to be clear. What do you mean exactly when you say he not as good as Mahomes?
What quarterback in the league is better than Mahomes? Name one. Exactly.
Name one.
That's what I'm
Aaron
talking about.
Rodgers. What are you talking about? Russell Wilson. Nigga,
No.
both of those was doing it before him. Hold on. The difference.
3 years in a row.
The difference between Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Patrick Mahomes is Andy Reid. Period. Point blank. Listen, Pete Carroll, nor Matt LaFleur or Mike McCarthy has ever been on the echelon of play calling and offensive development as Andy Reid? Not never.
That's why I say they overrated. I was
Who
saying they
overrated?
They're a little bit overrated because of that, but at the same time, it's not a better quarterback than Mahomes.
Wait, hey, Hooley. Kev trying to get in on the link, bro. You gotta let him see if you get him in. See what we can do about getting Kev in.
Yeah, I just sent it. I'm about to do it again. He probably got it. I know he got to do it on what's that?
Kev,
Google Chrome.
you can't hit
I'm
Kev.
about to send it again, but I know he got to do it on Google Chrome.
Kev, you gotta make sure that you copy the link and open it up and paste it to your browser. If you hitting it from your inbox, it ain't gonna work like that. You gotta literally copy it and paste it to your browser and open it up like that.
His browser got to be Google Chrome.
You gotta have a Google browser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, man. In terms of being overrated, you think Mahomes is overrated? I don't.
No, I don't think Mahomes is overrated. I just think he got rated number 1 too soon. Don't get me wrong. He played like he played. But the one thing Mahomes has always been his problem, even since college, is that he always looks for the big play. He always looked for the big play. This is why Tyreek can work with him, because Tyreek is not a great route runner. He's just a guy that you take.
They ain't pumping up Russell Wilson. They ain't pumping up Aaron Rodgers. They pumping up that dude out of Cincinnati.
But they ain't pumping them up this year because they ain't listen. Aaron Rodgers never fell off.
No,
Aaron Rodgers is the reigning MVP.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, the one that they pumping up is that dude out of Cincinnati. They pumping him.
I'm saying because he ball like that though.
They doing the same thing like that. But they doing the same thing to him that they did to Mahomes.
Name me a quarterback who got sacked 10 times by the number 1 playoff seed in his first playoff game and still brought his team back from down to win the game. Tell me another second-year quarterback in his second playoff game who the fuck did they play in the second? They played the Chiefs. To take down the Chiefs after being harassed like he was. They were down 21-3. They came back and won 27-24. The defense did their job, but the offense had to score.
Right. If the Chiefs had kicked that field goal, it might have made a difference.
It's a bet, Kev.
You know what I'm saying? It might have made a difference. Because they was getting the ball way back in the second half.
So it's like we can't take.
Mahomes is the better quarterback of those that were, he the better quarterback of all those he went up against. That's what I was really saying.
Yeah, I mean, he a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill. He's not a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not debating whether he's better than Patrick Mahomes right now in his career. What I'm saying is though that talent-wise, and as far as his ability or his requirement as a quarterback to put his team in the best positions to win, bruh, he is a top-tier quarterback in that regard. In his second year.
Who you talking about?
Joe Burrow. He is he already got multiple comeback wins in the regular season and in the playoffs. That is a requirement of a top-tier quarterback. He has multiple 300-plus games. He can win you games. That is the. I'm saying, but I'm saying even with the receivers, you still got to perform. Baker Mayfield had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham. I don't give a fuck what you say. They still two good-ass receivers, and he couldn't do shit with them.
He was playing hurt.
It don't matter. He still didn't develop no chemistry.
He was playing hurt. That make a big difference.
Then he shouldn't have been playing, bro. I'm not giving Baker Mayfield
Because
no
his
pass.
contract.
Listen,
You ain't
bro.
gonna pay him all that money. That's like you paying you paying Westbrook all that money and you ain't gonna put him in. Come on, man.
Because he hurt. Because he hurt.
But if he say you want to go,
I'm paying you to play at 100%. I don't know how other owners do it, but if I'm the owner, I pay you to play at one. I pay you to play at your best, which means if you're hindered by multiple injuries and one has a significant impact on your ability to perform at a high level that I pay you for, then I'm sitting you until you're 100%.
That's us. But his contract say if he can play, long as he pass waivers, he can play. And if he want to play, if he say no,
that's not how it is. What it was, you feel what I'm saying? What it was Kevin Stefanski had to let Baker fall on his face. And he had to be able to justify him being able to draft a quarterback in this draft. See what I'm saying? Wait, is he hurt or injured? You see what he said? Is he hurt or injured? Good question, Kev. Because if you hurt, you can play. If you're injured, you should be sitting. So,
if his shoulder finna fall off.
Listen, to answer your question, Kev, he injured. But he acting like he just hurt. But
Josh just confirmed my point. Hey, if he hurt, he should just be handing the ball off. You got the best running game in the league. Hand the ball off. He not able to call his own plays. He ain't calling his plays for him to throw. He in there to hand the ball off if his shoulder messed up. He throw when he gotta throw. You know what I'm saying? But they was putting him in there, running the ball up the field, getting in the red zone, and then passing the ball. I'm like, why?
Wait, hold on right quick. Go ahead, keep talking, bro. Give me a second.
I mean, that shit was crazy. I'm like, golly, man, look at this dude. He injured already. How you gonna put him in and throw the ball? And I can't say that was the coach's decision. I'm saying that was coming from upstairs. That's coming from the organization, man. You know what I'm saying? The higher ups. They want to see Baker Mayfield. And this is the problem with Cleveland teams. They always want to see the white boy shine. They don't want to see the brother shine. You look at any of them dudes, man, even in basketball, even in baseball, they want the white boys to shine. When they feature a player, until James came, they featured always the white boys. They never featured the brothers, man. And the brothers was the ones that was making it happen. Bell for the you know what I'm saying, the baseball team. Basketball, they had a white cat, man. He had came out of nowhere. He was good, but they featured him, man. But they had Gerald Wilkins.
You talking about the Indians?
I'm talking all around Cleveland team. They always white boys. They never feature the brothers, man. They want to see the white boys.
I want to punch Baker in this shit.
You feel me? Right. Because it ain't his fault. They featuring him. So he got to show up. He can't say he hurt because they won't bring him back.
Baker got the ear of the owners. As if y'all didn't catch the beginning of this particular stream, man, I definitely
just answer this one question before you make your point. Answer this one question. Y'all running back. What's his name?
Oh,
the number one back.
Nick Chubb.
Chubb. Name. I haven't seen one commercial with Chubb in it. Not one. So without
keep going.
Without him, they would nowhere near be where they went this year. But they not featuring him. They featuring the white boys. That's what I'm saying. In their drafts, they go to the white boys. Yeah, they got Chubb, but they, you know what I'm saying? They already have Baker. You see what I'm saying? So without him, you know, they're not featuring the right players, man. You know what I'm saying? Baker got 1,000 commercials and Chubb has 0. So because of that, they putting all this money and all this sponsorship, you know what I'm saying, into Baker Mayfield when they should be putting some of that into Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb should be having that, man. They're not doing that, man. And until the fans just don't show up, because we want to see Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Baker ain't getting it done. You know what I'm saying? On the field, off the field either. I could go without seeing them commercials. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna pump him up. They gonna make sure he earning his bread and he getting all the, you know what I'm saying, sponsorships, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. They not gonna, that's his house. And it should be Nick Chubb house. That's where I'm coming from. Nick Chubb, that should be his house. And he probably just said something about it, but he can't make too much noise because they're blackballing. You know what I'm saying? Another blackball player. And I'm gonna get controversy when I say this, but Colin Kaepernick, there's no reason why he should not have his that's his agent fault. I think that I hear you, Kev. I'm saying, man, it's no
right,
reason.
Kev. I was about to say the same thing. That ain't got, when it comes to like them commercials, I see if it's really something local that got to do with the Browns, because the Browns do be showing them all love. But when it comes to them progressive and all that, that's his agent. You know what I'm saying? That's all Baker agent. You know what I'm saying?
But Chubb should have by now. This is second year, ain't it? This was his second year.
Who, Chubb? I think this Chubb might be third.
He should have had at least one. I mean, come on, man. What agent is not gonna make sure he gets
that commercial? But come on, I mean, Baker with progressive. That's a whole that progressive is on a worldwide level. You feel me? So that's why y'all getting that's why y'all seeing all them. So y'all really not seeing the Chubb commercials because he ain't on the progressives and all that shit.
Yeah, because I ain't seen
like Subways and some shit.
Okay, all right. I ain't seen him in one. Not one commercial have I seen him. And I've been in California and I've been in Texas. So it's like I've been in two different states. And with him on TV during the game when it's counting, he making it happen. He the best running back in the league, if you ask me. And he don't have one commercial, that's worldwide. That's his agent fault. I'm doubting it. I'm thinking, they blocking that some type of way. But you could be right. I'm gonna leave it right there. But yeah, man, they not featuring the players that's really making it happen, man. And they didn't have no choice when Jim Brown was in there. If Jim Brown was in there right now doing his thing, like Chubb, doing his thing, they would have Jim Brown, featured. And they used to do that back then. They don't do that now. They not in Cleveland, they don't. Name another back that's in the league. Pittsburgh. Dude, he was a rookie this year, but I see Najee being in commercials. They featured him. What he got to say. They posting up his shit. I don't see nothing nowhere where Chubb got a word in anything, and I don't think that's agent. I don't think that's agent oriented. I think that's organizational decisions that's putting him out of the limelight. And he need to be in the limelight. He need to have more say than he's saying. They got Baker leading the team, but name a team that Jim Brown was on that he didn't lead, that he didn't have to say so. You got to come to me in order to get somewhere on the field, because you leave it up to Baker, man, you ain't getting much production. And he had receivers, and he blamed the receivers, and the receiver went on and is in the Super Bowl right now. You know what I'm saying? You putting the blame elsewhere, but you giving the glory. If they win, it's Baker Mayfield. You see what I'm saying? And it's lopsided, and I don't think it's really fair. Going straight for life with all these ads going. Right. That's what I'm saying. And it's no reason why Nick Chubb shouldn't have that same eligibility. He shouldn't have that same position to make or break himself. Because when they hand him the ball, he do his thing. And that's where I'm at with it.
So, where's Rich Paul when you need him? What I miss, man? What you was talking about? What I miss?
That's what I'm saying. Chubb don't even have a social media. He don't, man. And that ain't fair.
Well, you know, Chubb is the
got a social media, but Chubb, man, like I'm trying to tell you, Chubb about business, man. Chubb a country boy. Chubb come from a town that's he got his family got their own town, man. It's different when it comes to the Chubb.
different, man. He come from old school teachings, man. You know what I'm saying? He keep his head down. He do his job. You know what I'm saying? He lead by example.
But Jim Brown wouldn't have did that.
Well, Jim Brown is, Jim Brown different, bro. Like why you do that, man? Why you be trying to compare? What is
stop? You on some other shit.
Yeah, why do you do that, man?
Because you ain't gonna make it without Jim Brown, and you ain't gonna make it without Nick Chubb. Take Nick Chubb off the team right now. What you got? Is Baker won't even? He'll be hurt. He'll be
listen. We already had these talks, man. You missed that. This is what I was saying. If Baker, this is what I was saying before I start going back and forth. If Watson get traded, bro, he getting traded to the Browns. For one, it's just too ideal. All right. Who else? I'm gonna say this. The Texans does not have a history of trying to win. Okay. They make it look like they trying to win. They just trying to put butts in the seats. All right. So Baker going back to Texas is filling that fucking stadium up. Baker gonna get the sympathy boy treatment. Oh, you was with the horrible franchise in Cleveland, and they didn't cater to you. They don't know how to treat you like Texas gonna treat you. You know how that shit goes. And they didn't care.
What was the quarterback before making Manziel was the man. And Texas, they ain't saying that about him.
Hey, cuz, turn your volume down some. Make sure y'all turn your volume down some so we don't clash.
All right.
Yo, what's going on? We got a new body on the screen. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Kevin Dixon, but they call me K Dix. And y'all can see my background, what it's all about. Nothing but sports.
Okay, you got a lot of bruh. Salute to your background though. You feel me? InDaStreetzSportz salute you, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. It's a privilege to have you, man. I'm DeeTrynt. Game Changer Sports Talk. We on InDaStreetzSportz. You know what I'm saying? We go live on all social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, simultaneously. So that's what we on now. After the shows, it goes get uploaded on Spotify and Anchor, Radio Public, Google Podcasts and stuff like that. So you come on as often if you want to, man. It's always love talking. You know what I'm saying? It's all love here. So since you the new one on the block, man, express yourself, man. You've been tuned in for about 30-40 minutes now.
Yeah, I saw you. You want to go into In the Zone Sports Talk Radio page? That's my page right there. Actually, I have a podcast myself.
Okay. I'll come over there and take you out for sure, and come over there and do something for sure.
And I'm a Browns fan, as you can see. Courtney Brown's over there.
I see it.
You see you see my Robert Parrish up there. I'm a Celtic fan.
I see.
You see the other shirt up there is Marshall Faulk. So I'm a
Oh,
Rams
that's
fan.
28. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people get on me about my teams. They're like, yo, how you like two teams? I was like, well, it's a long story. I said, but if you want to listen, I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to listen, I'll tell you why.
Man, go ahead. Well, listen. Probably not the whole story, but go ahead and spit some of that though. We definitely love to hear some for sure.
My whole thing is I'm down with Black history. Okay, so anybody, in my opinion, that I found out as a kid growing up that liked that was in sports, that was the first to do something, that's who I'm rock with. That's who I rock with. So I'm a Dodger fan, Jackie Robinson. I'm a Celtics fan, Chuck Cooper.
Okay.
I'm a Browns fan, Ernie Davis. I'm a
Okay.
Rams fan, James Harris.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? So when people say, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, you don't understand my concept of why I like who I like. I said, but if I'm going to pick two teams, why would I pick the Browns and the Rams to like? Because the Browns ain't did nothing. I don't know. I'm 56 years old, right? So I was back in the day with Brian Sipes, Eric Metcalf, all those dudes.
Yeah,
That's why I
Webster
rock with, right?
Slaughter, Brian Brennan, Isaac Newsom. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So that's what I rock with. But I told him, I said, it's not about wins or losses for me. It's about the Black history that was created by the Cleveland Browns. And the thing about it is, like I tell people that don't know, the Rams started in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? They started in
Cleveland
Cleveland,
Rams.
left
Then they went
Cleveland,
to Los
went
Angeles.
to LA,
They,
then went to St. Louis, and then
yep.
back to Los Angeles. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
So
know what?
it is what
On
it is.
another note, I played for the Cleveland Rams.
Oh yeah, the semi-pro team.
Yep, I played for them.
Okay
Okay.
then.
You know, so and that was my thing. But I wanted my man, how you Big Chung? Is that? Oh, he's still a fan, so I know him. Me and him ain't gonna get along too much.
That's who I like being.
But
I like
Yeah, he
being
is
on
still a
the front
fan.
line.
my thing, I want to get back to the Nick Chubb situation. If you don't know or not, Nick Chubb's not even social media, man. He don't do no social media at all. You know,
Okay.
if you were to meet that guy, he would be the most humble person you ever met. You know, and I remember when the Browns drafted that year, I wanted Josh Allen, right? And I wanted him to go get Nick Chubbs. They get Baker Mayfield. I was mad as hell.
I
I
was
didn't want Baker.
mad as
Then they turned around and got Denzel Ward, who can't stay healthy at all. And so my friend says to me, I said to him, I said, yo, they gotta get Nick Chubbs in the second round, because he said to me, do you think they should get Saquon Barkley? And I'm a Penn State fan. I said, no. I said, he stays hurt too much and he dances too much in the hole. I said, but go check out the dude from Georgia. And then next day he texted me, he said, yo, he said, you know your football. I said, what are you talking about? He said, the Browns just drafted Nick Chubb. I said, I saw it on my phone. I said, now they ready. I said, I'm not in love with Baker Mayfield at all. You know what I'm saying? I wish the Browns would go ahead and give Houston whatever they want to get Deshaun Watson here, because that would be a nice fit.
So, first off, appreciate you being willing to share the history, you know what I'm saying, and your sentiments on why you like your teams and what you do, and share your broadcast information, your podcast information. Definitely big up to you, you know what I'm saying, especially as a fellow Browns fan, because I've been a Browns fan my whole life. We talking about, you know what I'm saying, I got here in 85, but I started watching football and basketball in 89, you know what I'm saying, like coherently. You know what I'm saying? So I've been a Cleveland homer my whole life. I've just turned 37. My whole life. You know what I'm saying? Been a student of the game my whole life. So when you speak on the Baker drafting, I am with you. I did not I was not a fan of drafting Baker #1. I do agree with you about Saquon dancing in the hole, but I feel the same way about Saquon as I did with Reggie Bush, as I feel with Gibril Peppers. There are just certain athletes you cannot restrict to a certain position. You have to give them a role on your team that impacts winning. Okay? When you have a guy who is a mismatch in multiple situations, by restricting him to one place is a detriment to your whatever play scheme you run. All right? So, an example, when Reggie Bush won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees, how did they use Reggie Bush? Reggie Bush was the second running back behind a Pierre Thomas. Reggie Bush was the kick returner. He was the slot receiver. Okay? He didn't play the main role. And that not only kept him fresh throughout the game and throughout the season, but he was a mismatch anytime he touched the ball. Saquon Barkley was just a bigger version of the same athlete. And that's all you had to do. Let him return kicks and punts. Bring him off as a second back. He a big boy. So you can actually ask him to block some. You know what I'm saying? And he could really open it up. I'm going to tell you what I was on. I wanted them to draft Saquon 1, Lamar 4, and Chubb with the top pick in the second. Because even though I thought Chubb wasn't gonna go wasn't gonna make it out the first, I kind of figured, you know what I'm saying, that he would probably drop. And people was like, why would you draft 2 running backs and a quarterback? They had already traded for Jarvis Landry. You could have got another receiver over there, bruh. The running tack with Chubb, Saquon, and Lamar Jackson, and we still had Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. So I was thinking like, shit, Carlos Hyde, we could trade him, and you still got Duke. You could use Duke. You feel me? So, you know, just to give you a perspective of just how my mind work on football. Like, I played running back and middle linebacker. So being in the trenches and being able to manipulate the holes and take advantage of mismatches, I mean, that's the whole thing you need to survive at them 2 positions. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm not a fan of Baker. I don't really care for him per se. I think he's a good player and a really good athlete for his position. But I just think his inability to read defenses and coverages is the whole reason that separates him from where he at the bottom from being in the top 5.
I totally agree with you on that. And I tell you what else too. Another issue I have with and you said it earlier that he's not their guy because they wasn't the one that drafted him. You know, I think another issue with Baker is that nobody's there to pressure him for his job. I think if they brought in somebody that could compete for his job, I think you're gonna see the best of Baker, or you're gonna see the worst of him. You know, that's the way I feel. I think if you put that pressure on him to perform at a high level, he gotta shit to get off the pot. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that because he's never had nobody there to push him. But if you think about the 2 games that he didn't play this year, when Case Keenum came in and won, the next game, that game against Denver, he said, "Oh, I'm 100%. I'm ready to play." You know what I'm saying? But we all knew he wasn't ready to play. You know what I'm saying? But he wanted us to think he was. But again, what bothered me the most was he could not get in tune with Odell Beckham. I just couldn't understand how them 2 guys couldn't work out together. You know, but now Odell said he told Von Miller, he said, "Don't come to Cleveland." I was like, wow. So,
I don't even knock
you know,
that.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, and the sad part though, if Jarvis Landry leaves, then now you really got a question about Baker's leadership and Baker as a player. You know what I'm saying? But
So
I got a bigger question.
So wait, who got a question? Who said that?
I got a question from the Steeler fan. How you pronounce Big? This is Big Chug. Big Chug. Is that how you say it?
Big Cuz, like Big Cuz.
Oh, Big Cuz.
What's up?
You a Steeler fan? Who gonna be your next quarterback?
It's hard to say. We're looking in the draft. Chances are it's gonna be red-nosed reindeer, Rudolph. So they a lot like Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? They always feature certain players, you know what I mean? And who's the next in line? I would prefer to see old boy from Washington get in there, Mo State, and do his thing. But and they looking at some other like Kenny Pickett coming out of the draft. I would love to see him there, but it's hard to say right now. The Steelers, they always keep things under wraps. You never know who they're gonna go with.
Yeah, they are very secretive about what to do. Let me ask you a question though. What do you think about Jimmy coming there?
No, not gonna happen.
You don't want Jimmy? You don't want Jimmy G?
No, he has proven himself to be a less than Joe Montana, Super Bowl Super Bowl winning caliber quarterback, and that's why we trying to win it all. We're not just trying to get there.
No, we just talking. Wait a second. What's up? No, we just talking. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and I know that I think Pittsburgh is kind of behind the 8 ball when it comes to this quarterback situation, because I think they should have addressed it 2 years ago, and I think it's going to come back and haunt them real soon. But they're keeping Haskins around. But why? Why do you think they're keeping him around?
Haskins, that's the dude that should probably be there, and they know it. They keeping him there for a reason. They got to have a backup that's at least the same caliber quarterback as Rudolph. You know what I mean? So you're not getting a crap show as a backup. You see what I mean? Haskins can get in there and get it done. He just probably needed another year to get the play. See, Rudolph is in there because he knows the play. As soon as you get Haskins in there, it's not like he won't throw the interception coming from Washington. You know what I'm saying? And what they put out there for him. But Pittsburgh snatched him up with the quickness because he can make. I mean, coming out of O State, man, he was a thistle. He was that thing. So with him going in there, he just needs to get the plays under his belt. You know what I mean? And once he get the plays in there and his repertoire, he can go in there and pick and choose. They want somebody that can go in there and pretty much not make the big mistake because they got a stellar running back. And once they get their line in there, they got to have him protected. You know what I mean? So, they'll let Rudolph go in there and take the beating. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Go on in there and take the beating. And then by the time he comes, like they did with Tommy Maddox, go on and let him take the beating. So when Ben come in here, he know the play. And then bam, he can go in there and not make a big mistake. Get through that year. And he won 14 games. He went to the championship that year. You know what I'm saying? When he came in. So it's the same dynamic. And that's why I say Haskins. I like Haskins. You know what I'm saying? But they Kenny Pickett get in there. I don't think they're gonna waste no time. Kenny Pickett is man. He's doing it. He did his thing this season. So I mean, that's just my take on it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. As far as your Pittsburgh situation,
nah, man, you can't speak on Pittsburgh because you from Cleveland. Remember you did that to me.
First of all, I can speak on whoever. You know what I'm saying? This is DeeTrynt Game Changer Sports Talk. You feel me? I'll speak on whoever. All right. As far as your quarterback situation in Pittsburgh, it's not really as bad as people try to make it seem. Trent Dilfer, and I will use him as much as I want because when the Browns left Cleveland, Tampa Bay was my team. I follow Warwick Dunn ever since Florida State and even before. Okay, So, that's just a team that I like. And Trent Dilfer was always a shitty quarterback. I always liked the Sean King better, even though they brought Brad Johnson over, which I won a championship anyway. But anyway, all you need is a capable quarterback to win. You need a capable quarterback that knows your system. The gift for Pittsburgh is that Mason Rudolph has been in that system for 5 years. Dwayne Haskins have been in that system a whole season and a half. I don't say season and a half, I'm gonna say almost 2 years. He's been with that organization coming up. Even though it's been one season, it's been almost 2 seasons. All right. So you have capable guys on your roster. They're going to create competition. They're going to draft a quarterback at some point. I know you like what's his name? Kenny Pickett. But you got to understand, it's a quarterback-driven league. You know how many quarterbacks before Pittsburgh picked? I mean, how many teams before Pittsburgh picked might be decided on the quarterback? Yeah. So, unless Pittsburgh is willing to mortgage and trade up, which they do, but I've never seen them do it for a quarterback.
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because they don't have a line to protect him.
So that's I'm glad you said that, because Pittsburgh is built in the trenches. They're definitely going to draft and sign offensive linemen that help bolster their team. And depending on what they do in the free agency leading up to the draft, is what's going to dictate when and where they draft a quarterback, if they draft one at all. Because I'm not ruling out the chance that Aaron Rodgers is looking at Pittsburgh like a meal. I can't. Listen, if I'm Aaron, hey, listen, as much as I'm a homer, I'm a call a spade type of guy. That's the type of guy you got to be when you're going to be in this type of craft, all right? And if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm looking at Pittsburgh like they got continuity. They got a defense that can at least give me the ball back. If I go over there, I got at least 3 good young receivers. I got a young running back who's definitely stellar. I got a coach over there who's definitely a winner. Like, I mean, I can't knock that. So I'm just saying. Wait, what'd you say?
It's coming from K. I hear y'all talking in here. So I'll be having to mute his mic when y'all talking. So he might have to either turn his background down or mute his mic when y'all talking and turn his mic on when you want to.
Come on, me.
Oh, not you, cuz.
Kev, turn your volume down some. Okay, he heard.
Yep. All right, we good.
For sure. What we sound like now?
Y'all good. It's good.
Okay, that's the producer, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hollywood, just trying to make sure everything come through clear so we can definitely be able to produce this on multiple platforms, you feel me? So, that's just how that goes. It's all about the technical difficulty. So, but when it comes to Pittsburgh, I think Pittsburgh is in a better position to land a quarterback, whether a competent quarterback, and I just say competent at worst. At competent quarterback with the 2 guys they got on the roster that's still young, that can still improve and still become something. With the ability to be able to, acquire offensive linemen to fill the holes. I just think, they're in a better position to be able to get a quarterback or have a competent quarterback by the time training camp starts. So I don't think you should stress about that.
Okay, let me say this about Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh doesn't do a lot of free agent signings. They are really good at drafting. Okay, so getting a free agent is going to have to be a top free agent that's going to come there. But they do really good drafting, so they don't really depend on free agency big time. But one of the issues with Pittsburgh, I think they need to be concerned about is Juju Schuster, because I'm hearing stuff that He likes Kansas City. It was somewhere else they talked about him going. I can't remember where it was. I can't remember where it was, but he was talking about he likes Kansas City. I just saw something earlier today about him wanting to go somewhere else. Like he basically said that he's leaving Pittsburgh without saying it. But getting back to your Aaron Rodgers situation, I think the perfect place for Aaron Rodgers would be Tennessee.
I will not debate you on that, Kev. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wait, hold on, Kev. Before you say that, Josh, why would the Dallas Cowboys take Aaron Rodgers after they just went through all that BS to re-sign Dak Prescott? What are you talking? All right. So anyway, now we back to Kev. All right. So I don't knock you on that. And, you know, I think it depends on not only Aaron Rodgers but Mike Vrabel. And two, listen, Aaron Rodgers probably definitely want to play in a better climate. I cannot argue that Tennessee is a much better climate and a much more livable and you know, growable market. You know what I'm saying? From a guy that's used to playing in not so big markets. You know what I'm saying? I would not debate you on that, bro. I can't. I couldn't competently debate you and think I had an argument.
And that's the thing. I think Denver has a shot for him as well. Denver is not that far away from being good. The problem with Denver now is they don't have a coach, right? Oh no, they did get a coach. They got the assistant offensive coordinator from the Packers, so they kind of know each other. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why I bring up Denver as a possibility for Aaron Rodgers. But again, I don't know. Does he make Denver better than Kansas City? Does he make them better than the Raiders? Does he make them better than the Chargers? You know what I'm saying? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
My impulsive response, and I will classify it as impulsive response to your question, is if Devontae Adams, who is a free agent, if he goes to Denver, then I will not debate you. But
those two are supposed to be going. Them two, the two agents are talking to each other for them two to end up together.
So, but at the same token, though, but wait, though, listen, though.
I'm listening.
If Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers is talking about going to a right now contender together, where they can come in and do what they do and still have a team to back them without fucking up their chemistry, there is no better situation than the Cleveland Browns. I don't care what nobody says. There is no better situation than the Cleveland Browns. With the top 3 offensive line, top 3 running back, top 5 defense, there is no other better situation for Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers to come to than Cleveland.
I agree with you on that right there. And at the beginning of the year, I thought there's a possibility of Aaron Rodgers coming to Cleveland in the first place because of the offensive line, because of the defense. But when you had said about him going to Pittsburgh, I don't know if he wants to deal with the defense that the Browns have, Cincinnati have, and Baltimore have. He got to play those teams 2 times a year. So that defense going to kind of scary. You got Clowney on one end, you got Miles on the other end. I don't know if I want to see that twice a year. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
I don't blame you. So let me clip off something that you just said, because as you started talking, the thought came to my mind, and then you mentioned it, so it verified that that's a good segue for me to ask you this question, and that is, Jadeveon Clowney is a free agent. Jadeveon Clowney, as a Browns fan, I don't have to explain to you how Jadeveon Clowney played and how the chemistry him and Myles Garrett developed as guys on the same team. I will ask you, because I am in belief that the Browns will re-sign Jadeveon for at least 4 years. I'm asking you 2 questions, same thing. Do you believe that the Browns will re-sign Jadeveon Clowney? And what type of contract would you guess that it would be for?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they're gonna sign him back because they was the only team that didn't give up on him. They had been trying to get Clowney ever since last season, but they just couldn't come up with a money figure. You know what I'm saying? That was always the issue, was the money. So then when nobody else wanted him, they're like, okay, we're gonna give you this cash right here. So now come on here and have some fun with us. And he did. So he saw how good that team actually can be. Okay. Now, if I'm the owner, I'm the GM. I'm gonna give him a 3-year or 4-year team option. And I'm gonna be heavy on the front and light on the back, because if he doesn't pan out, then you ain't gotta worry about that cash money on the end, because you already gave him that guarantee money up front. You know what I'm saying? So I won't give him 4. I'll give him 3. And I make the last one the team option, not a player option, but the team option.
Okay. And you said how much money? I think I missed that part.
I don't know how much money I would give him, but I would give him.
I
would give him most of the money up front. Listen to me. I would give him more guaranteed money up front, so then it's not even an issue.
I'm in agreement.
Okay? So on the back end, it's lower because if I got the team option on the 4th year, if I let him go, then I really don't owe him a lot of money. I owe him maybe like $5-10 million.
So this is what I say. No. Right. I want to say and express that I am in agreement with your line of thinking. Okay. Totally in agreement. Even though, to give you credit, I did not add team option for the 4th year. At Jadeveon's age, he is 29 going on 30. All right. We already paying Myles Garrett. We signed him 6 years, $125 million, which is virtually $25 million a year. All right. So in my mind, $40 million a year for 2 guys who improve your sack rate and your run against defense rate is a pretty good bargain.
But I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like they did when they let defensive lineman go. Oh, what is his name?
Sheldon Richardson.
Tackle. Yep, I didn't like that move.
They had to.
And
I'll tell you why.
And I think it was more of a money thing, but they even said to him, "We'll come back to you." And actually, they did offer more money than the team that he went to. So it was a disrespectful thing for him. He's like, I don't care if you give me more money, I'm not coming back there. So I think they need to address that issue.
I'm gonna tell you what I believe happened, and it's one of them things. And we all do this. We assume a situation is gonna be more different than it actually is. And this works for the Browns and Sheldon Richardson and Larry Ogunjobi. Now, my whole issue with Larry Ogunjobi is that he wanted more money than he was worth. But my argue for Larry Ogunjobi is that he is a run-stopping defensive end and not a defensive tackle. In the same way, Emmanuel Ogbah, when he played for us, he's a run-stopping defensive end who can get sacks. He would have been way more of a viable option to keep versus trading for Olivier Vernon when we got Odell Beckham. That's another conversation. All right. So I feel like Sheldon Richardson, in his case, he felt disrespected. It wasn't even about the money. It was probably about the way they came to him in the situation, more so than it was about what they offered. You know what I'm saying? Because What she wasn't saying was, we gonna get Jadavian and make you the prime dude in the middle. At the same token, had Sheldon Richardson took the money, he would have automatically ended up that way. And this is where, in hindsight, I kind of blame more Richardson than Andrew Berry, because even though probably Kevin Stefanski was maybe more the one that had the conversation with Sheldon Richardson, or maybe it was Joe Woods, Andrew Berry knew what it was, and he probably should have had a conversation. Now, I don't know how it went played out, but that's just my assumption. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that. Yeah, because I think if Aaron was there, I think he takes that a little differently than if it came from the coach. I totally agree with you on that, guys. Hey man, I gotta run, but man, this is a lot of fun talking to you guys, man. It's good. It's good to talk to somebody that we have the same interest in the teams, because my show basically, I'm all over the place with football, basketball, baseball, the whole 9 yards. And actually, this Monday, I'll inbox you some information. My show Monday is going to be just on the situation with Brian Flores, Hugh Jackson, the whole situation that's going on in the NFL right now, and how the blacks are being treated in the NFL with their coaching. And I'm gonna give you some facts here. Since 2000, there has been it's been 200. I think 200 and I think no, I'm sorry, 159 vacancies for head coaches. Out of that 159, only 20 of them was black.
You said 20 or 12?
That's about 20. So that's about 11% of coaches, and you got a league that's over 70% black. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be done. Flores, and in my opinion, Flores ain't gonna come right out and ask for the situation to happen if something didn't really happen. Because he said, I probably would never coach again in NFL after I do this. But his name still is in the hat for the Saints. I just got a thing on my phone that Byron Leftwich backed out of Jacksonville Jaguars job. So now he's probably gonna stay in Tampa. So see, something ain't right with this NFL. I mean, I know it's not right. I mean, but that's what our show is gonna be about on Monday. But I'll hit you up if you want to join in. You can come on in, man.
So, So my first question. First off, thank you for the invite. Thank you for coming on, sharing your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Participating is always a pleasure to have you. You definitely speak with knowledge, passion, and a lot of insight, being from the era that you're from and the things that you've seen and witnessed over the years. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to have you on Game Changer Sports Talk, InDaStreetzSportz. When it comes to so what time do you do the show?
My show starts at 7. It's 7 to 9. When football season's over, it's 7 to 9. But when football season's on, it's 6 to 8. So I'll get done right before the Monday night game. But this Monday coming up, it's going to be 7 to 10 because it's going to get hot and heavy on you.
Okay, so I'm glad you gave that window. Usually, I'm down here in Florida, bro. I usually work from. We'll talk on the solo side. I'll tell you where I work at, but I usually get off. I'm usually closing. I usually get off around like 9. So on Mondays, my off days is Thursday and Friday. That's usually when I shoot shows. It ain't really like a set time. I just, with between how my life roll, I just jump in and be able to shoot some shows. I hit you up, shit the link, or you clearly subscribe. You said you in the zone, so I know I'm subscribed to there because I post in there when I be sharing stuff. I know that for a fact. So I definitely look forward to come on. I will definitely come on. Make sure you send that link. When you said something about the Flores situation, I would definitely like to chime in. I would also like to tell you the first 45, 47 minutes of this segment covers that issue with Hugh Jackson. So when this does post, so you get a chance to go ahead, definitely check that part out. Definitely leave the feedback. Also, when you see us live and streaming, go ahead and drop the link to your podcast and stuff too. Because you chime in, you come in, you chop, so that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And when you get a chance, definitely drop it on this stream too. So because it's all about Black empowerment, making sure we promote and help each other. I ain't got no reason to stop you from getting viewers. You know what I'm saying? So it's all love.
For sure.
And I just got a radio station gig about a month ago. We had been working on this since January. Since November. So we got star107fm.com. My show be aired on there on Saturday morning from 11 to 1 as well. So again, I got some things that I can share with you that can do some things for you as what you're doing. Because it's all about us. It's my show. If you don't know it, it says just us sports. Just us. You know what I'm saying? Just us. So I would definitely talk. I definitely would talk to you later on down the line, man. All right.
All right, bet, Kev. It was a pleasure meeting you,
You guys take care.
For sure. You too, bro. Stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So this is how we do it here. You know what I'm saying? Game changer sports talk. You know what I'm saying? That's why
he came in with some good knowledge too.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we about.
Kev came in with some great knowledge. Cuz came in on his Skip Bayless starting shit as usual. What's the other one? Kyle Hurd. Who else just be starting stuff for no reason?
The necessary evil. The necessary evil.
I thought he asked really good questions too, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's listen, man. Kind of hitting on some of the stuff that was, because if you did not read the indictment, ESPN on Twitter posted the link to the whole indictment of Brian Flores' lawsuit against the NFL. Now, I read the first 30 to 40 pages of the indictment. It's a 58-page indictment. And the things he hit it on, bruh. Oh shit. Okay. So I'm definitely gonna chime in on him on Monday. Definitely gotta make a thing of that. I don't know why he put that Steelers jersey on though. You know what I'm saying? We don't really care nothing about them Steelers, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know you don't.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing we tolerate over here. But anyway, though, that was definitely good talk about the sports, especially about the NFL. I feel like, man, this off season gonna be crazy. You gonna see names resurrected that ain't been talked about in a while. You gonna see some good movement because the NFL is more competitive. And this is where the NFL has excelled in areas, that basketball hadn't excelled, even though basketball excels in other areas, that football ain't excelled. And it comes to diversity and competition. No matter how you slice it down in the NFL, every team has a chance to scout, prepare, and have the cap room to change the destiny of their franchise any given offseason. You know what I'm saying? Whatever moves you want to make, whatever opportunities that you want to have, it's already in place in the NFL. You can do this. Now, it's certain things that we like to see them improve. Football players should get guaranteed money regardless for the physicality of the sport compared to other sports and, other little semantics like that. You know what I'm saying? But the parity when it comes to competition, the fact that it's a single game elimination, you never know who can win and anybody can win on any given Sunday, is one of the reasons why the NFL is such a different type of level of competition than all the other sports. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we love the NFL. Black, white, Hispanic, young, Asian, you know what I'm saying, Caribbean, you know, Russian, whatever. We all, you know, if you love football, you love football. So it's all about the love of the sport. But you know, when it comes down to the semantics and all the base of it, it definitely need to be more diversity, man. You know, black people help push this sport to a whole different level of talent, entertainment, execution. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we need to be able to have more diversity going into the next, you know, several generations than what we've had in the last several. So, you know, Chaz, man, you been kind of, cuz you been kind of, because you been kind of quiet, man. What you got to say?
Hey, man, I'm just sitting here trying to vibe to the music, man. You know what I'm saying? And try to mix my little stuff up, man. I'm multitasking. But, you know, looking at the football picture, man, and the future and everything, it's this, not off season, but this postseason has been the most exciting, man. Like I said last night, man, I finally got a chance to see the hit of this decade, man. You know what I'm saying? That hit on Debo,
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm about to play it because he ain't see it. I got it on my page. Hold on,
I ain't see it. I didn't see it. I gotta see that.
Oh, you seen it?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, he said it. Man, that hit right there, man. Hey, when he did that, man, football was back for me. Because, you know what I'm saying, they made it legal, you know what I'm saying, for them to do what they did.
Just go on the InDaStreetzSportz page and go down a little bit. Hold on, I'll probably tag you on it. Talking about on Twitter.
Because they threw a flag on him, and then they had to pick it up.
Took it back.
Yeah, they had to pick that flag up because, you know what I'm saying, dude, man, hey, it was a clean hit. It wasn't no helmet to helmet or none of that. He wasn't defenseless, none of that. Hey, man, he bapped him. He bapped him on some real stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that was Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. That was, you know what I'm saying, Ravens versus Browns. That was Steelers versus Browns. That was football, man. That was
wait, whoa, Nelly.
You on the page?
Boom.
Hey, that's what made football right there. Hits like that.
The technique was beautiful.
Exactly. That was a Ray Lewis type hit. You know what I'm saying? It was clean and he backed me.
Okay. First off, let me apologize for not being up to date when you first spoke of this on the last stream. Okay.
Yeah.
Secondly, let me thank y'all for encouraging me to go view this spectacle, you know what I'm saying, of football excellence at its core, okay? As a guy who played middle linebacker, do you know how excited I am to see? And no disrespect, you know, because I played a little slot receiver, you know, I played running back. Like, I was a jack of trades. That's why I like Gibril Peppers so much, because I was him. I was him on the football field. You know what I'm saying? But this hit, first off, this Garoppolo fault because he threw the ball late. Secondly, whoever Scott is, the technique on this was so beautiful. Oh, he squared him up. He hit him right in the chest. They threw a flag?
Yeah, but they picked it up. Remember I told you they picked that flag up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Man.
Oh, that's a beautiful angle. Oh, wait, man. The other angle was so beautiful. That's it right there. Boom! Oh, boom! Tough acting to acting. Rest in peace, John Madden, man. Oh, my God. And he dropped it anyway.
Yeah, he made him drop that, man. He couldn't.
Oh, my God, Scott. What beautiful technique. You know, but for all those, okay, you know, now that I've gave my respects, for all those that do not know about technique of football and why the game is only more dangerous than it should be, because the technical techniques and the way to go about the game are not being emphasized more. All right. This hit that Scott put on Deebo Samuel is the art of tackling. Your job as a tackler is to break down in front of the defender with your legs square under your shoulders in a breakdown chop formation. That means knees bent almost like you shitting. Okay? So that way, when you lunge into the hit, you can be able to tilt your body weight from your heels, from clamping down, and rotate them to your tip of your toes to explode. Having your arms out, so that way you can extend and wrap when you hit with your shoulder and your head is to the side, so that way you don't fuck up nothing, because the helmet and shoulder pad connection is what stops you from being fucked up. When you do that, you hit them square in the chest. Everything from the neck to the waist is legal. You don't need to hit a nigga in his legs, in his thighs. You should be hitting him in his torso. That is the angle. And that hit was spectacular. Oh my God, boy. He lunged, right? He said, oh, I see you. I see you. Oh, you came right where I needed you to be. Oh.
You just the one I wanted to see. I'll bake the cake for you.
Man, listen, boy. Is that red velvet? Is that red velvet?
That's the German chocolate with the extra nuts on it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. Hey, he put him right. He painted him. He painted him.
Yeah, bro. Good word. He painted him.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me I ain't from Cleveland.
Let me tell you about Hit So Hard. All right, so boom. So I played Muni League. In Cleveland it was called Muni League. You know what I'm saying? We had Pop Warner, but that was for like the heights and shit. We had Muni League, all right. I played for what was known at that time as the Garden Valley Falcons, all right. You know, a little project team, woody wah, whatever. All right. This particular game, we played the East 88th Street Broncos. All right. Like I said, I played middle linebacker and running back. All right. So on this particular play, they ran like a T formation set. That was really like their base. They ran T formation. You know what I'm saying? And for all those that don't know what T formation is, it is just a flex of what the wishbone is. All right. And what calls it a T is because the fullback lines up in the middle, the tailback lines up on the left side, and then the halfback lines up on the right side. So it's just a straight line formation of running backs. You know what I'm saying? And with the quarterback behind the center, it looks like a T. So that's the T formation. All right. So, now the way they own it, all right, I'm on, the running back that gets the ball is on my left side, and he takes a sweep to the right. So for them, it would be right and left. But for me, it's opposite. Whatever the case, he goes to that side. Now I'm playing middle. You know what I'm saying? I got good recovery game. Like my acceleration and my ability to be able to recover is really good, especially in tight spaces. It's really good. Now over distance, you might get me, but it's after a certain distance that you're going to get me. Other than that, you pretty much caught. So in this essence, though, I'm more on the left hash, and the play goes more to the right sideline. I see my cornerback about to miss this tackle. Now, if you know anything about tackling in football, everything is about pursuit angles. It don't really matter how fast you is or aren't. It's about your ability to be able to measure acceleration, speed, and angle, which is basically geometry. You know what I'm saying? And I love math, so geometry is second nature for me, all right? So I could just about guess, from how fast dude run, from where I was at when the time I recognized it, where he would end up on the sideline trying to turn upfield to break for a big play. Because I could see that my shoestring tackle cornerback was not about to make this play. Bruh, when I tell you I met him as soon as he turned upfield, You hear me? Like, soon as he squared his body up, I was meeting him on the sideline, bro, and clear. And me and him went into the bench, and his helmet went into the bleachers. When I tell you, bro, it was real. All right.
Oh man. Hey, I remember. Go ahead.
No. That was. I gotta listen. I was a hitter. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was a bowling ball, bro. Like, but deceptively, I was very agile and had good speed. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the fastest nigga. I probably ran like a 4.45 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wasn't a 4.3 nigga, but I had some nice speed. Maybe even a 4.5. But I had some good speed.
I played, when I was playing semi-pro right there in Cleveland, I played cornerback. I was right corner, and the linebacker played on the right side. I don't know if it's Sam or Mike, but he, we switched. He called a switch on a T-pop. So it was me. I was never scared to get my nose dirty. Man, as soon as that dude caught the ball and turned up, boom, I smacked him. You know what I'm saying? And I loved him because, you know what I'm saying, dude, he used to play, the linebacker, he used to play for the Bengals. And he called a switch. So he took the flat, and I took the middle. Man, that ball went up. I seen I couldn't get the ball, so I just squared up on dude's chest. As soon as he caught it, blah! You know what I'm saying? Blick up. I hit him, you know what I'm saying? When I got up, I had to rearrange my helmet because it looked like Daffy Duck after Elmer Fudd blew it back. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my chin strap back on. You know what I'm saying? Shake that load off, you feel me? And get back to the huddle. Hey, man, it was sweet, though. It was sweet. So I used to love that, man. The switch, when they call switch, man, I used to love it. You know what I'm saying? We was playing cover 3. We was playing cover 3 on that. So I had the deep middle, but we went to zone. So I had the flat on that play. So I was looking for the running back coming out the backfield. You know what I'm saying? On the swings, you know what I'm saying? On the wheel routes and stuff like that. The linebacker switched on me. I guess he wanted to see what I had. Man, I went and lit dude up, man. You know what I'm saying? If I hadn't pulled my hammy that season, man, it was about to be on, man. You know, I'm starting getting old.
One of my most, because, so look, I played Muni League, and then by the time I got to high school, I would have played high school, but life just had a different path for me, you know what I'm saying? I had more home responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? So those home responsibilities didn't allow me to really engage in a lot of extracurricular activities, at least not 100%. You know, I was able to practice a lot of times. I was able to play in a few games, but, you know, my home responsibilities just was a little more important than me being able to do that.
Right.
With that being said, everybody has memories, all right? And sometimes I may sound like Al Bundy, 4 touchdowns, Polk County. It's funny that I'm in Polk County when he said that, but that's a whole nother subject, all right? So one of my most memorable games was actually what turned out to be my second to last game of my little football career, all right, especially as a teenager. So we're playing what's known as the Desmond Howard Saints. Now, interesting enough, the starting quarterback for this team is the little brother of a guy that I went to school with. You know what I'm saying? Cool guy. The guy who ended up playing for Glenville on that spectacular miracle team that ended up changing the landscape of Senate ball and all that for the state. But in that game, you know, I'm finally the star. You feel me? You know, after years of climbing up, y'all, you know, I'm finally a star. All right. They got a game plan for me. You feel me? On offense and defense. They got a game plan for me. I am a household name at this point. So in this game, though, because of how our season went, because, you know, most teams had like 20-something players, we had 12 players. So I literally played all game, every game. Offense, defense, special teams. At one point, I was even kick returning, as well as starting running back, starting middle linebacker. Even to the point where on defense, I called the plays. People don't even understand this. Anybody who played against me or with me, I literally, as a 13-year-old, called the plays for my Muni League defense. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everything. So in this game against the Saints, though, all right, we need this win to get into the playoffs. All right, they got a nice team. They squatted. You feel me? So in the first half of the game, I end up getting safety. So they up 2-0. All right. Mind you, though, this whole game, I'm getting yards, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we got the ball, like, I'm getting chunked 10 here, 15 here, 25 here. But for some reason, when I ain't got the ball, something happening. Now we got to punt, woody wop. So we come out at the end of this, at the beginning of the second half, and I get the ball coming off on the pass block. You feel me? And I'm getting yards. Fucked around though, because I ain't gonna lie. My only in first year playing running back was this year, and I had a fumbling issue. Not that I just couldn't hold the ball, but because I was new, like the first quarter, I always had an issue. After the first quarter, though, you couldn't touch that bitch. You feel me? It was just about getting familiar and getting in rhythm. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, though, this game, though, I'm gonna stop. So I'm breaking. I get down about 50 yards. Dude come behind me. They gang tackle me. One dude grabbed this arm. Another dude grabbed this arm. They tackled me to the ground. On top of tackling me, though, they laid on me. So I couldn't even get up and try to fight for the fumble. You feel what I'm saying? But mind you, we started off on the 2-yard line. At this point, when the fumble happened, I'm on their 40. You feel me? So they get the ball. We go back. Coach, like, I seen what happened. It's good. We need to get the ball back. All right. They was kind of pass happy. They ran like an RPO type of offense even back then. So I tell Coach, I say, Coach, I'm the only person playing linebacker the rest of the game. Because I'm pissed, bruh. I already got like 100+ yards. You feel me, bitch? We got to win. Bro, when I tell you these niggas did not move past the 50 the whole rest of the game, I might have had about 30 tackles that game, bro. These niggas did not get shit. We blew these niggas the fuck out this game. You hear me? I'm talking, we end up putting up like 31 or 34 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't score, but them niggas did not score the whole rest of the game, bro. I was terrorizing they shit. You feel me? That was the game that ended up getting me into the little All-American game. But, bro, I love football, man. I miss that shit so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you got to play semi-pro, bro, because I missed the fuck out of that shit, bro. Wait, you muted?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't get into semi-pro till I was like 40, 41 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's why mine was so short. Like, shit, I went all the way to Tacoma, Washington, man. I played when I lived in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Because I had broke my back in a bar fight, you know what I'm saying, in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? And I recovered, you know what I'm saying, got my flexibility, and then started building strength, man. You know what I'm saying? Went back at it. I'm in the weight room on the college campus, and I'm pumping, and the lineman came up, you know what I'm saying? He was like, man, you ever played football? I was like, I sat up from the bench. I was like, have I? Man, listen, called me out the team, man. I had a ball out there, man.
Oh, that shit
I had
right.
a ball. Yeah, because I had just played for the Rams out there, or maybe it was the Cleveland Lions down there. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the name of the street, but it's on the west side right there. You know what I'm saying?
Memphis.
You know,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, right after the two. I'm here.
Yeah, man. And I had knocked my front tooth loose. You know what I'm saying? I had to, man. Hey, I rolled down the window on home for practice after I made that hit. I told you on that T-pop when we switched. Man, I went to spit, and the whole tooth flew out. You know what I'm saying? It came off the post. Man, I told you, I bucked him. I bapped him. You know what I'm saying? I booped him. You know what I'm saying? Boop. You know what I'm saying? I booped you. You feel me?
No, you definitely know you was in Cleveland for a long time. You said boop.
Yeah, I booped you. You feel me? And I got up, man, rearranged my shit. I went on for practice, man. I'm driving home, man. And I rode down the window to spit, and the tooth came off the post, man. I was like, oh no. And I had to sing karaoke that night too. I was like, oh no. But I still went and blew the horns off of them, you know what I'm saying? They still love me, man. I was a snaggle too karaoke singer, man, but I still did my thing, man, because the voice gonna come through no matter what. I'm singing Luther, I'm singing Jeffrey Osborne, you know what I'm saying? I'm still, you know what I'm saying, getting my groove on, man. And man, I just had a ball, man. I loved it, man. And to come back from that back injury and to get back in the game like that, man, you know what I'm saying? It was just my little moment, man. 42 years old playing. I wish I would have played at a younger age, man, but I was too busy working and trying to get my career together. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I love the game of football. Always will. And I understand now why, you know what I'm saying, when they put them gold jackets on, man, when they retire, man, they be crying, man, at the podium, man, because, man, you ain't going to never get that locker room experience again. You around all the fellas, man, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like that family unit right there, man. You ain't going to never get a chance to get back in there and do it again. That's why I can't coach today. And I'm 52.
Well, look, wait. We, you know what? As far as coaching and stuff, we gonna get into that on some of these other segments. Big Cuz, it's always a pleasure to have you, man. Thank you for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Jumping on the stream. You feel me? You know, like I say, man. Thank everybody who came out, who tuned in, especially young Josh. Big up to Josh Smith. You feel me? That came out and was interactive, man. You know, we encourage everybody, you know, whether you on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, you come across it, you know, whether you follow us on Spotify, Anchor, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, you know, chime in, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you give us your feedback, like, share, follow. I am DeeTrynt. This is Game Changer Sports Talk. We are on InDaStreetzSportz. You know what I'm saying? We're going to holler at y'all later, man. It's one love. Stay dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? Follow me. You know the saying, follow me, baby. Because what you got?
The Steelers.
Nigga about to get me cussed out, nigga.
I'm about to get you cussed. Man, first off, I was about to